I miss those times. Konnichiwa, you rock stars! Welcome to the constellation Midori. I'm Midori Stars, and you will find here videos about music, plans, live concerts and festivals, some home decor and DIY every now and then, interesting recipes that I try, travel vlogs when it will be possible, and whatnot. If you might be interested in any of these things, make sure to star the subscribe button so you can become a star in the constellation Midori. Thank you. And today's video is about music festivals. Since I miss going to a festival so much, but so much, I thought I would share my music festivals experience with you guys. Alright, so I have been to some local concerts and also some big concerts over the years, and I've also attended some smaller local events, cultural festivals that also included concerts, but the big out-of-town festival that I've ever attended was in 2013, and it was Route 68 Summer Fest. I initially saw a poster and I noticed that my favorite band will be performing there, and I really wanted to go. Luckily, I found two friends that also wanted to go, so we went together. I remember I bought my sleeping bag for that event, and we were gonna sleep in a tent. Now, I've only slept in a tent once before, but I did have no equipment. I have no idea how I survived, but yeah, anyway. And the festival was 2 days long, I think Friday and Saturday, and we left home Friday around noon, and we had to take a train up to a point, and then we would walk. Now, the festival is kind of somewhere in between two train stations, almost in the middle of nowhere. Of course, if you have a car, you can easily get there, but if you don't have a car, you have to take the train and then walk or, you know, hitchhike. So I have really beautiful memories from that festival, as it was the first one, and my favorite band concert was just wow. It was an adventure because on Sunday when we were coming back, we were a bit late and we said, well, let's go to the other train station because it looked closer, but it was actually farther. It was actually farther, and we kind of missed the train, so we had to wait there to take the next train that would take us to another place where we had to switch trains again and so on. And the last train that was supposed to bring us home collapsed, and we had to wait for several hours until it was fixed, and it was so very hot. We were melting. But yeah, other than that, the festival itself was great. A few weeks later, my favorite band was also going to perform at another festival somewhere in the mountains. It was summer, and I also wanted to go there, obviously, but it was so hard to reach that place. I went with another friend. We took the train up until one point, and then what did we do?
1 hour later.
I think we hitchhiked up to another point, and then we had to take a cable car up to another point and then walk and so on, and it took us forever to get there. And unfortunately, the lead singer of my favorite band got sick, and after 2 songs he got off stage and they couldn't perform anymore. I was so worried, but it was then when I met Maria that became my friend after that. Also in 2013, I went to Bucharest with other 2 friends because one of them was having an exam, and we went there to support her. And during those days there was another festival taking place in Bucharest, but we stayed at the hostel, so it wasn't a festival with a camping experience. That's how I started, and I kept attending more and more concerts, local concerts, especially from my favorite bands, but also some local artists, and I was enjoying it. I really liked the whole experience. I started going to more and more festivals, and of course I started collecting these bracelets. These are not all, I still have a bunch, but maybe these are the latest ones. In 2014 I went again to Route 68 Summerfest with more friends this time, and again it was such a great experience, both going there by train and coming back, but also the festival itself, especially because during the day we would just lay down on the grass under the shade, have some ice cream, and just do nothing and enjoy the sound checks and so on. So it was... I miss those times. In August 2014, my favorite band was announced to play a festival that is literally on the other side of the country. I thought, I want to go. How far can it be? I want to go. So I planned the trip in such a way that I would go there, and from there I would go to Bucharest, and from Bucharest I would go to the seaside for a few days. And I left alone with a lot of baggage and with a tent. That was my first time traveling alone with a tent. I didn't even have my own tent. I borrowed one from a friend, and I took the train in the evening and I arrived the next morning there. From the train station I had to take a bus up to one point and then walk really far, and I was so tired. It was also very hot because it was summer, and so I arrived in the camping area. Camping areas weren't so fancy back then. Just land, grass, some trees, and some eco toilets. I had 3 neighbors, 3 boys as neighbors, and they were so nice and kind, and they helped me put up the tent. I spent the rest of the time hanging out with them, and we would go together to the concerts because the stage was maybe 10 minutes away from the camping, and we would visit the area together, and I still keep in touch with them. With one of them I keep in touch a bit more often. It was a really nice experience. This festival lasted for 3 days, 3 whole days, and it was so cheap. The full pass was so cheap. Maybe less than 10 euros, I guess, which is wow compared to the prices now, but again, the whole festival experience is also different there. And on the last night, after the 3rd day of the festival, it poured. The tent I had borrowed from my friend was not waterproof, but luckily my neighbors said I could stay with them, and we were 4 people in the tent, and we had Nutella with triangle cheese, which is a weird combination, but it was not bad. The next day I went to Bucharest. I stayed one night there at a friend's house, and then the next morning I went to the seaside where I met other friends, and I spent a few days there, and then we came back. This was 2014. I think I have not attended other festivals that year. And in 2015, I wanted to go to Electric Castle. I don't remember if I wanted to particularly see someone from the lineup, but I did want to go with my friend Dea, and I remember we struggled to buy the tickets on the last day while they still had early bird prices, and we didn't have enough money, so I borrowed some money from a friend, and I don't know why, but it wasn't that easy to buy tickets online at the time. So we went to a cafe from our city that was selling the tickets, and we rushed. We called first, hey please, can you keep us 2 full passes? We're gonna come get them as soon as we can. We don't have the money now, but we're gonna have them later, and we're gonna come get the full passes. And they did keep us 2 full passes, and I think they were the last ones or something like that, but it was such an adventure just to get those passes. And then maybe 1 month before the festival took place, my favorite band announced they will be singing their new single at another festival in Bucharest, and which was taking place I think almost at the same time. with Electric Castle, so I actually sold my Electric Castle pass so I could go to Bucharest to the Shine Festival to see my favorite band, and it was totally worth it, especially because that year I think that was the rainiest Electric Castle ever. There were memes everywhere with the rain and the mud and just everything, so I was kind of relieved that I chose to go to Shine Festival instead of Electric Castle. But yeah, I actually did it for my favorite band and it was a good choice. I did not feel sorry about it. Alright, so I forgot to mention that in 2015 I've also attended a festival on the beach. Like, we went to the seaside to spend Labor Day there, and they've also had a festival called Fish Eye, I think, and it was raining, but oh my god, the concerts were so great, so beautiful. Just seeing the band here and having the sea on the left, it's just such a great experience. If you ever have the chance to attend something like this, definitely do it. Do it, because it's such a beautiful and unique experience, and the breeze and hearing the sea, the sky, which was cloudy back then, but doesn't matter. Yeah, it's just such a beautiful experience. I encourage you to go. Alright, so 2016. Let me... In 2016, I went to Electric Castle for the very first time, and I actually left alone, and I met there my friends. They left one day earlier than me. I still had to do some stuff for work, I think, and I arrived there and I didn't have a tent yet. So one of my friends had a big 3-person tent and he was sharing it with another friend, and they also received me in their tent, which was so nice, thank you. And it was raining again. Not as heavily as the previous year, but it was still raining. It rained for most of the festival. I think only the last day, only on Sunday the sky got clear and it was actually sunny, and we enjoyed the last concerts without the rain. But it was a really interesting experience nevertheless. I can't say it's pleasant, but we did manage to also enjoy the concerts even though it was raining. So yeah, especially if you are really well equipped, then you can still enjoy the concert. And I've also been attending Play Festival, which takes place here in Timișoara. I've been attending that one since 2012, and for the first few years I actually attended with origami workshops, and I've only missed it in 2015 because I was on a road trip with 3 friends, and by the time I realized, hey, it's already September, there were no more spots for having workshops, so I didn't go that year. But other than that, I attended it every year with origami workshops. And then a few seconds later, more and more of these things were falling from the sky, and they were actually